But you know, this is what Shaq says all the time. I did it my way and I won 3 out of 4. What can you tell me? I did it my way. Like still to this day, he still probably will say that I did it my way and I won 3 out of 4. And what can you tell me about staying in shape when you have not won anything?
Self. If you had did more during the summer, y'all would have been even more dominant.
Chuck,
you just said it in an interview.
Chuck, first of all, you can't tell me nothing about being dominant.
I know.
That's first of all.
No, that's not. It has nothing to do with being dominant.
Hold on. I know what I was doing. I did it my way. You see that right there? That's the result of doing my. So why you know Hall of Fame? Because I got 3 Finals MVP, Chuck.
Because you
Google me, Chuck.
Everybody
Google me,
you were a great
you
player.
see that?
Everybody
Google
know
me.
you were a great player.
It's your time. It's his time. It's Bam's time. Bam's time to shine. I know y'all haven't seen me in a long time. 2 weeks exactly. Probably going on damn near 3. But for that reason is honestly because I've been in my own head about this YouTube thing. Trying to get content, man. I know y'all really like the last cooking video. Expect another cooking video coming. Got another sweet reaction to the last NBA legend video when I talked about, I think it was what was it? I forgot what it was, but that's something to do with Michael Jordan. I forget what when Michael Jordan averaged 50. I got so many comments like, yo, do you know what you're talking about? Yeah. Like, bro, I said that I don't think he would average 50. You know what I mean? But I read the comments. You know, I like some of them. I couldn't really respond to all. Like I wasn't gonna. Like the comment section is just there. You know, so I could see what y'all saying, so I can make adjustments to the videos or whatever. But I saw what most of y'all was saying. A lot of people was like thought I was out of my mind or whatever, and I was like, bro, I just said he would average 50. You know what I mean? I didn't say that he didn't go up against nobody. I just said the talent level is higher now. I didn't say that I didn't say he wouldn't average 38. I just said he wouldn't average 50. 50 is a lot. You know what I mean? But that's the last video that I reacted to something like this. But expect more videos coming. This video will drop today, by the way. I'm not going to take up too much of y'all time. Let's get straight to it. It's NBA legends explain how dominant Shaq was. Insane stories. Shaq, man, let's get it.
Dominant. Listen, when we played them, we could have got them. But we ran into Shaquille O'Neal in his prime. Like the
Killer.
It's loud enough for y'all.
Jersey. Man, round my way, the dudes used to call me Baby Shaq. And that was like they didn't call me nothing, they didn't say Jordan, none of that. When they used to call me that means a little dude, a dude at your size, dominating the game. Couldn't nobody do nothing with Shaq. Nothing. It won't even close.
Star Shaq and trying to push that motherfucker around down there.
They ain't I ain't Shaq.
Huh?
I ain't Shaq.
Not for them. But
Like I said, I ain't Shaq.
My first year we were playing, and he kept posting up, but they kept fouling him, so he kept going to the free throw line and kept missing them. And so he'd throw the ball out to me. I'm not throwing that shit back in there, right? So I kept shooting him, right? So we get in the timeout, and he's like, hey, I'm open. I'm like, okay. And so we go out, same thing, hey, I'm open. Okay. There you go. Come back in, hey, dude, you got to throw me the ball. I said, man, fuck that. Get it off the rebound if I miss, bro.
That was the only thing. Shaq could because the way I'm gonna be honest, he's the last. Because I kind of see because Shaq has a problem with players like Rudy Gobert, tall centers that don't have post moves and aren't physical, and guards just going at them like guards like Westbrook used to just put it in his chest and score it. Shaq has a big problem with players like Rudy Gobert. Like I just saw the dude on OKC that just got drafted. I just saw. What's bro name from He's a junior. I forget his name. I'm very upset. I can't remember his name right now. But he just bullied him on the dude the undrafted rookie on the Grizzlies summer league team just bullied him. I know he's like 270, but damn, that type of stuff bothers me. Like I hate when I see 7-footers get bullied by. Like I understand he's 270, but sometimes the player don't even be 270. A lot of times the player is barely 200. But they play strong. They just put the ball in. Shaq is like the last. Granted, he could not shoot free. I don't know why his free throws was so. Like, if he could at least make 65%, I don't even think he was even 60. If he could make 65% of his free throws, like a bare like 65. That's still not good, but that for him, 65. Oh my gosh, we would imagine. I'm just saying 65, 70. Oh my, we're talking about Shaq in a completely different way. He's already damn near one of the most unguardable, dominant. You could say damn near most unguardable. You could throw Jordan in there. AI, Kobe. You know what I mean? Bron. You feel me? So that's the one thing about Shaq that if he could really just master that, he would have been a bro. If he could have just hit 65, I'm trying to tell
First
you.
year, 18 years old, man. 18 years old. And I must have been out of my damn mind.
This is the dude, though. You know what I mean? Even though you got that mentality, this is that one that you really admire and respect.
Yeah, I was cold too,
as
bro.
dominant on both ends of the court. And I used to brag to my friends a lot and say, like after we played the Lakers, I get to the crib and be like, yo, you seen I laid Shaq, then you know what I mean? Like, you seen Shaq try to get that and I put that thing hop off the glass on him. You know what I mean? And that gave me added confidence to myself, to whereas I felt like if I could score over Shaq,
Score anybody.
score over anybody.
His dominant physical presence made him an immovable object.
I think in my lifetime, probably the most dominant basketball player I've ever seen. I mean, it was out of my height, weight league to try to emulate his game. I was a guard growing up and then became a forward, so I never tried to emulate my game after him. But I admire what he was able to do out on the floor, by pure force and dominance, his ability to play at that speed, to have that size and to carry that type of force that he had.
Man.
Bringing in
Shaq
Shaq,
just
I think with his dominance and his presence and his experience,
health part
he can
serious.
help me play into late June. Because that's the only reason I train. It doesn't matter who's on my team. I hope everybody
Him and
has
Bron
that same
did play together. That's crazy for like a
his
season.
presence and his experience. He can help me play into late
But
June.
he was Shaquille. He wasn't Shaq anymore when he played with LeBron.
Because that's the only reason I train. It doesn't matter who's on my team. I hope everybody has that same mentality that, hey, we start in October and we don't end till June here. And if you're not ready to go for that long, then you're in the wrong place.
But as impressive as he was in college, when O'Neal hit the NBA in the fall of 1992, he would embark on a mission to become one of the most dominant forces ever to play the game.
When Shaq came into the league, he had such a great passion and enthusiasm for the game. With his size and strength and mobility, it was something we really
here's the thing. Big man today, like the game evolved, so I'm not gonna be one of them people that say big men shouldn't be shooting jumpers and threes and stuff like that. Because the game evolves, it's a spaced out game. You have to have people to be able to knock down shots. Bigs, Nikola Jokic, Embiid. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I could throw Giannis in there. We'll see what happens. He's getting better at it. But it's just like you have to. You know what I mean? I feel like Joel Embiid kind of, to me, sometimes like, do you ever feel like Joel Embiid settles for threes a little too much? I think sometimes he can, but I think that's the last true Anthony Davis when he does play center, but when he's healthy, obviously. But I think that's the last. Like, I like how powerful Joel Embiid plays in the post, but also able to stretch out. I feel like it's a bad thing for a center to stretch out too much and live by jumps. I feel like you do have to. I'm not a fan of Porzingis' game at all. I'm just gonna keep. I know shooting. I know he can shoot the ball, but I'm not a fan of his game at all. I'm sorry, but Shaq. Did y'all agree if Shaq could at least hit 65% of his free throws? Kobe already said he'd be the greatest of all time if he had Kobe's work ethic. But if he had hit at least 65% of his free throws, will we be talking about Shaq in a completely different way? We already talk about him as a top 10 player of all time.
People don't understand. They swept out.
It's not but the Shaq wasn't skilled. That it was just dunks. Like, bro, footwork on the block is skill. Skill doesn't have to be tween behind ha. Jump hooks, that touch, that nice touch. I'd be practicing floaters at the gym. I never really shot floaters like that. When I first started, I'm like, bro, this is a hard shot. Jump hooks over. That's what he's telling Rudy Gobert that he should. How do you not be able to back somebody down? Floater or jump hook. That's skill. Skill does not have to be ball handling and step backs and
There was
stuff.
a number of bigs that were hard to guard. SHAQ was damn near unstoppable.
Here's SHAQ. Look out!
Was one of the strongest players I ever played against. But the way you try to play SHAQ is not physical. If you play physical, he's going to destroy you.
Man, I can't leave without bringing up SHAQ. I love him so much as a person. Obviously the most dominant big man we've ever seen, ever.
When he went up and dunked on David Robinson. Oh, I thought he broke every bone in this man's body.
When it became official that this is the guy that you're going to play with, he is coming to Miami, what was your reaction?
Well, first, my reaction, I was a little saddened at first because I knew I was losing my buddies in Lamar and Karan and Brian. But on the other end, I was very excited. I mean, I'm playing with one of the greatest players ever to play the game.
Now he's saying, SHAQ won it on your back. Do you think you could have won that without SHAQ?
No, not at that time. No, I was young in the league trying to figure it out, so I needed somebody like SHAQ to help me,
SHAQ was still cool too. He averaged like 20 and 10, I think. He was still cool.
Last time he said that when he goes to a restaurant, he asks the waitress how much, or waiter, how much he would like her to tip. And then whatever amount they say, that's what he will tip. Have you ever seen that happen?
Hell no. He doesn't tip like that. I mean, you're talking about the same guy. We were doing a trip.
Y'all ever SHAQ and Charles, bro? SHAQ will come at his head every time. He's like, "Don't tell me about winning because you don't know nothing about that. Don't tell me about dominant." He's like, "I had 4 finals." He's like, "Kobe, yeah, you had Kobe and Dwayne Wade carrying you up and down the court." He said, "I had 4 finals." Or what does he say? Wait, how many finals MVP you got? You got 3. He won 3 with SHAQ. He won 1. Dwayne Wade was MVP, right? Yeah. He's like, I got 3 finals MVPs. Google me. Yeah, because he was a little wrong for saying that. They helped each other out, but SHAQ was a dominant force.
SHAQ says, I wanted it closer to the moon or L.A. And we like, what do you mean, close to the moon or L.A.? He says, when you walk outside, you can see the moon, but you can't see L.A. Yeah, so it's got to be closer to the moon. This is the guy I work with. He thinks it's closer to the moon than L.A. because you can see the moon when you walk outside.
Well, he is very tall, so maybe to him it is actually closer.
Hey, listen, I love the guy, but he's no rocket scientist. He's no rocket scientist.
No, I know SHAQ's today. I mean, unless you're playing Joel Embiid or Jokic or something.
That's what I said. I just said that, and he put Jokic. Unless if you're playing Joel Embiid, I didn't really like. Unless if you're playing Joel Embiid, because Joel Embiid is a center that play like I'm gonna overpower you. I'm gonna do jump hooks. I'm gonna back you down, and if I need to, I can step out and hit that foul line jump shot, that 15-footer, and I can step out and knock down a couple threes.
Nah.
Ain't no SHAQs no more. Ain't no bigs like that no more. It's 7-footers. Shoot 7 threes a game. Do 2 post moves. Shoot 7 threes a game.
I'll probably expend more energy chasing little guards around and banging in this series. I mean, you still got to box out and rebound and stuff, but they ain't just like posting up and bodying me every time. So nah. Thank God SHAQ ain't in this series, though.
He's huge. He's menacing.
Draymond seemed hella.
He really just.
I said that in my other video. Draymond seemed like the player that you like. Regardless of how he play on the court, he is an important to the Golden State Warriors team. Even though sometimes I feel like, why train and practice these shots if you just should be wide open and not shoot the ball? But that's just how I feel. And when you do shoot it, you miss it. So. But whatever. But Draymond, he is very important. He's the glue to that team. But he seemed like, put his play to the side, he seemed like that teammate that you would really kick it with outside of basket. Bro, he seemed cool. He seemed cool. No lie.
The rim.
That's a match, Jack. And even Shaquille was impressed with that one.
Oh, what a dunk.
Now, did you know Dame Lillard was going to drop your name in that SHAQ diss track?
No, I didn't. I ain't. That's rap battles. I ain't got nothing to do with rap battles. I don't know how to rap, but no, I didn't.
I went on Joe Budden's podcast when I was doing a press run for my album that I put out this summer, and he said, "Who's the best rapper out of the NBA?" And I said, "Me." And he said, "What about Shaq?" And I said, "People view Shaq as Shaq, not as like an artist," which wasn't a knock on Shaq. I just think he's a major celebrity, so people looked at it like Shaq is doing music. It wasn't like he's just another artist. And I also mentioned that he was like the pioneer for athletes doing music and kind of breaking over into that and being commercially successful. But Shaq was offended by that, and he put a diss track out. So
What'd he
when
say,
he put
though?
his out, I just responded. And then after I responded, there was like time in between. And then I just put another one out. So
What'd he say?
I put the second one out.
I've heard about this, but I never really listened to
it. He put
it.
another one out, but it's not like a.
It wasn't
I don't
no
got no
beef.
beef with Shaq or nothing like that. It's like he was the first one to do it, and I'm current, so we shot it out.
Shaquille O'Neal is the most dominant force I have ever seen in the history of basketball. I only got tapes of Will Chamberlain. I saw Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal at 325, 350 pounds is the most dominant force I have ever seen on a basketball court.
With Shaquille didn't have quite the same athleticism that Wilt had. He had the bounce and he had the speed, but he didn't have the endurance that obviously by the 48 minutes a night that we talked about.
That's what I'm saying. If he took better care of himself, because 330 pounds, 300, you jumping up and down like that, that's going, bro, what? But you know, this is what Shaq says all the time. I did it my way and I won 3 out of 4. What can you tell me? I did it my way. Like, still to this day, he still probably will say that I did it my way and I won 3 out of 4. And what can you tell me about staying in shape when you have not won anything? Please tell me. Can't tell me nothing. I'm Shaq.
He had a jump hook, whereas Wilt didn't have a jump hook. He had a
Exactly. That's what I just said. Shaq, I just say Shaq had a jump. That's why I hate when people try to say he wasn't skilled. No, I didn't watch Shaq. No, I was too young. But I'm saying the highlights that I've seen, the full game clips that you can still watch online, I've seen. And I did watch him, like, but it wasn't Shaq, it was Shaquille, like 2010, 11. Like, I did see him play in a live game before, obviously, when he was still in the NBA, but it wasn't Shaq, though. It was when he was closer to his end. You know what I mean? I didn't see the Showtime, I didn't see Lakers in Miami days, obviously. But, you know what I mean? I didn't start watching hoop till I was probably like in 4th, 5th grade.
shots. He had a hook, he had a finger roll, he had a turnaround jump shot. And
that's what I'm saying. I don't know about
Shaq
the jump
was
shot.
a post sprinter, where he'd go down and get in the lane ahead of the crowd, and Wilt was never, much.
I think Shaq was the prime definition. Your big man runs the floor, your guard is going to reward you.
Of a post sprinter. He used to take his time.
Prime example of that.
In fact, when he rebounded, a lot of times he'd make the guards come back to him to get the ball, so he'd be down there when the ball got to the other end of the court.
Yeah, because we're both terrible foul shooters. But other than that, Shaquille and I is like comparing me with Clark Gable. In this case, I'm Clark Gable and he's me. He plays an entirely different type of basketball game. He uses his physicality, and he's a big, strong young man, and that works well in today's game. If he was facing me and other guys of my time, not so good. I mean, I'm a guy bench pressing around 600 pounds when I was at my best.
600 pounds?
Yeah, right.
He really just took the league by storm.
What did he just say, though?
Not so good.
He said Shaq wouldn't do so good playing against Will Chamberlain and all that.
I mean, I'm a guy bench pressing around 600 pounds when I was at my best.
600 pounds?
Yeah, right.
Now, why didn't you use your physicality? You said he used his physicality more than you did, or something like that. Why didn't if you benched at 600?
He really just took the league by storm. But he did it in Shaquille O'Neal style. He was just as big off the court as he was on the court. And when he went from Orlando to the Lakers, LA just loved him.
The All-Star.
Shit. Well, anyways, that's the end of the video, man. If y'all like this video, let me know by hitting the subscribe button and leaving something in the comment section. Was Shaq the most dominant player? And if Shaq also answer the question? Shaq, if he had shot at least 65% from the foul line, will we be talking about Shaq in a completely different way? And leave a comment. Let me know something in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel. Rest in peace to Carly. Rest in peace, X. Rest in peace to my grandma. Both our grandmas, and I'm out. Damn time.